Let's put the jump into the bag. They ain't coming, I saw the whole thing coming. Ain't facing their past. Put the jump into the bag. To the bag. To the whole thing coming. Jump into the bag. I saw the whole thing coming.
We are something else.
All right. Episode 233. Welcome to We Are Something Else. It's a Takeover Thursday. It is episode 233, and it is Hollywood. There's Takeover Trina. There's CB. There's E. Rich. Tusa first. There's Risa. There's Tia. Welcome on in. As we got the game going, I feel like the shout out to the bro Sean Xavier and Hot Seat Podcast. I feel like I got the game on. I'm doing like I feel like I got to give like live results as it happens. But yeah, no, look. So we were here last week, as CB put it, for my squad. Now we're here this week for his squad. So, but that's good. I mean, I got it going on. We ain't gonna miss much, and in and out. How's everybody doing? It is September 11th. I don't know. This date doesn't necessarily ever get easier because there's so much that happens within America itself or within the states that we do to memorialize that moment in history, right? So, again, to all the families and people who are part of that, the rescuers, people that lost family members that had to live throughout that, and just us for surviving, because I was very much in college when this happened. We got through it, but we still mourn the losses of a lot of people, and that crazy footage. I never forget it. I tell the story every year. I was in Circuit City getting the blueprint, and you see the second tower just hit. I mean, the second plane hit the second tower, and it was crazy. All right, on that somber note, how's everybody doing? CB, what's good, bro? I don't see you much anymore. I don't get to see CB as much anymore.
Like we were joking about before the show, it's like the damn Will Smith Fresh Prince of Bel-Air meme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But bro, this honestly, because I feel like we've had shows that have fallen on this date before.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, I will not forget where I was. Same deal, bro. I was in French class, and the way that we found out was one of the guys in there who wasn't supposed to be listening to the radio. He should have been paying attention and trying to learn to speak French. Instead, he actually alerted the entire class. He was like, "Yo, they just broke up the radio broadcast to say that a plane just hit one of the the Twin Towers and everything." And it was like, "Wait, what's going on?"
It was awkward at that moment. You just didn't know. I mean, just like, that's a hell of a accident.
No, but then when the second one happened, you're like, "Oh wait, this is targeted." And bro, what I really remember about this period of time in my life, I was a sophomore in high school, and I was the captain of our JV soccer team, and our team was nice. We were expecting to do some stuff, and our season really it got cut damn near all the way short. Like, this is a vivid memory, and the night of the very first. We just had honestly, we just had a lot of stuff going on during that period of time, like getting locked down in school, like getting to leave early, and just having, basically a day and a half off, you know, like trying to figure out what we were going to do. It was a crazy time, man. So, and my dad's military. So he, like, I may have told the story before, but where the plane hit the Pentagon was where my dad's office was supposed to be. It was getting like remodeled or whatever. And he was traveling at the time. My sister did not know that my dad was traveling. I guess she was left out of that memo. So she was like really freaking out. Like she was super freaking out. But my dad was like nowhere near there, thankfully. And he's done multiple stints in the Pentagon, like my dad being a career Army guy. So this day is one that we always remember in our household. And you know, all the families that were affected, man. Like there's so many people that were impacted on this day, specifically in New York and all that stuff, man. So shout out to all those families.
Yeah. Takeover, I don't know if we've ever gotten your 9/11 account. Where you have a story? Where were you at?
So it was junior year, and I was actually laying in bed and saw it, you know, when it was live on the news. And I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be in class.
And fast forward.
But yeah, it was surreal, you know, being in Virginia down in the 757. So I was at Hampton, but, you know, just thinking about family and friends, and then immediately just hopping on the phone, and it's like, you know, checking in on my mom and like, you know, aunts and uncles, because they were definitely downtown working, and just making sure everyone was cool. So and it's crazy because Hampton is on lockdown today with the HBCU bomb threat. So some things just never change, unfortunately.
Good to see you. Anisha, good to see you. Anissa, good to see you. All right. Tusa, I don't know if he was here early. Good to see you. Bro, what's good, man?
Work's been working. I mean, you already know how that goes. You and I talk all the time.
Oh, I mean, I do, but I don't. But go ahead.
You do, but you don't. But you know what I mean. So work's been working, but outside of that, listen, you know, just randomly, just, you know, it's one of those things, bro, where you just, you know, everybody's good, everybody's healthy, everybody's, you know, breathing, everybody's, you know, it can be a lot worse. We see what this life can bring and what it can take away in just moments. So you know, can't complain, won't complain, don't need to complain. We here. We got a good core of people that are on this panel as well as in the chat. So you know what I'm saying? Let's celebrate that and let's have that grace for today.
Absolutely. My week has been eventful as of last night. So a few of you know what's going on. But yeah, yesterday I had my first night of class.
I was gonna make a fucking dryer sheet joke, man. Like,
so yeah, last night was my first night officially of class. I got the link and the notice 2 minutes. 2 minutes before it started. Like, hey, here's the link. Come on in. Shit, whatever. But yeah, and it turns out one class is going to lead to 2 certs at the same time because I have to backtrack. The class they put me in is a little more advanced. It's going to make me work for it, but I have to backtrack to make for it all make sense, and that's fine. Like, I'm not really doing much else these days besides podcasting, working out, and now taking good old courses at the local school. But other than that, the week's been good. Been hitting these 2 a days. Past 2 days, I have not done 2 days, just 1 a day. That's been enough as we're prepping for that. Other than that, look, that's been the week. Just trying to get used to everything. We'll make some more announcements towards the end of the show. But all that, look, I can't believe it's halftime already. Like, we're right on it. So all that said, bear with me. Let's wrap. I gotta. Dave J, welcome in. Look at those fancy graphics. You tell somebody has some time on their hands. So the fight is getting ready to happen, right? This is the big fight now. It's not the fight that everybody thinks about that's happening tomorrow, which we'll get to. But this is the fight between gym equipment versus the toilet seats.
God damn it.
Oh, it's a battle. Now, tested by FitRated, a fitness review site revealed that gym equipment can be dirtier than everyday items. Treadmills contain about 74 times more germs than a public sink. Free weights were found to have 362 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Now, they've advised gym goers to disinfect equipment before and after use, and washing hands after your workout will be a good idea. Now, I think I've ranted on gym patrons before because they're definitely serial non-wipers at the gym, and you've got to be vigilant about who you use the machine afterwards, because there's a lot of people who still, through COVID, through studies like this, through staph infections, will not wipe down gym equipment.
You might mean multiple things by like having a wiping problem too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm one of those people who, before I use the equipment, I will definitely wipe the machines prior to and afterwards, just because, like Jen, welcome in. 9/11, I mean, not 9/11, but COVID has made me super paranoid about, again, you can just pay more attention to people's habits. Now, a lot of us are gym goers, and that's just one of my pet peeves. You're a grown-ass woman and a grown-ass man, and you have the armpit bandits, and then you have the coochie sweaters. And these people use the machines, and they don't clean up behind themselves, and it's just frustrating. CB, thoughts on the great battle that's happening this weekend between...
I'm thankful that you let me go first after you said coochie sweaters. That was perfect lead-in. Anyways, now we know that this is a problem. And for me personally, I thought COVID was kind of a blessing from this standpoint, because it gave people a reason to like actually have to wipe this shit down, because people were calling everyone else out. Like if they weren't doing like, because people love to do that shit. That's a human thing, right? Like, oh shit, you're out of line, bitch. Oh, like people were doing that in the gym, like on like keeping things sanitary. And
Jesus.
I definitely think that oh God. I definitely think that we have reverted back basically to where we were at prior to all that. And yeah, as an avid gym goer, as someone who has friends who are like deathly scared of getting like the MRSA virus and stuff like that, which you pretty much only get in the gym, like the people, just be better, bro. Just be better. Be considerate. Like in life, just be considerate. That's all I'm asking, bro.
That's the thing. I don't even think people want to do better, because this is something simple and easy, and people still choose not to do it. E. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No, he's there. Maybe not.
The germs don't like it.
Nope. All right, Takeover. Thoughts?
See, this is exactly why people don't go to the gym. They got to stay at home and be my 600-pound. No, I'm joking. But hey, I believe this. Like in the gym, seriously, you have a mix of a lot of bad bacteria. Like you said, the sweat, the skin cells, all coming together, and it's just having a party while you're working out. It's totally disgusting. Okay. And as someone who has studied biology and worked in the medical field, it isn't a good thing. Like some people say, how be like, oh, bacteria, germs, it builds up your immune system. Can we stop the cap? Okay. So I don't know. I know someone, I'm not going to call him out, but they always, you guys know him. He always gets sick when he goes working out in the gym.
The Easy Shoe and Fashion Report.
And so, it's just like, this is my belief too. I believe that just like everyone, everywhere else, people want to be outside. And so I feel like sick people go to the gym to work out and sweat it out, and I don't know, drop a comment, raise a hand if you've ever done that. Tell the truth. Like, you might have, honestly did that. But yeah, like CB said, people are inconsiderate, man. And look, so I got a new set of rules I'm going to announce right here on We Are Something Else podcast, okay? I want people to shower before you go to the gym. Make sure you wear clean gym clothes every time you go to the gym. Stop recycling the clothes from the last workout. Wipe down your equipment before and after.
Let me stop.
Stop being lazy. And like you said, wash your hands, go home and shower. Don't stop at Target. Don't go get Chipotle. None of that. Okay. And gym owners, employees, they should be wiping it down 24/7. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really OCD. If I ever open up a gym, it's going to be like the cleanest gym ever. So, and they need to bring in like those air purifiers to run like all day. Get some fresh air flowing.
Whatever happened to gym etiquette though? Right? Like, wasn't it like automatic gym etiquette as far as like,
you would think
wiping down before and after? Like, yeah, you see a motherfucker who don't wipe after they get up. You realize like now they're habitual ass non-wipers. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody should point them out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who they are. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going behind Dirty Larry. You know what I'm saying? And the boys. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's one of those things where I'm like, you wear your gloves, right? But you also spray down, you wipe down, all that good stuff. Hell, I even when I get in the car from just, getting back in from the gym, I spray the seat down. You know what I'm saying? I don't even allow those clothes to touch any parts of the crib when I get in the house. You dig?
You need
so
like the post-gym like towel. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, right.
For sure.
And maybe they should get on the mic at the gym and call them out, call out during
you might have because
what if they had me and E Rich on the mic at the gym?
We point him out. This dirty ass over there didn't wipe down in the blue shorts.
In the blue shorts.
You in the blue. No, seriously, you might have to do something like that because, I'm embarrassing people. It could lead to worse than that. But you have to have some kind of accountability, right? Now, there's a lot of gym characters that we come across, especially me in the one that I go to over here by my house. And when did the gym? I know the gym's a fashion show, but it's worse. I saw two women working out the other day and they were wearing sunglasses. What the hell is going on here in the gym with the sunglasses?
They're Muscle Beach inside. And on the East Coast.
I put in our group today, and I'm going to say it because it's true. There was a stud working out in Uggs today, and I'm like, what is happening in this gym?
Crazy.
It is.
And don't let your gym have a sauna. You ever seen somebody bare butt?
I'm not going in the sauna, nor am I using the tanning bed. Just okay? What's good? They may have been hungover. Yeah. Now the gym, let me tell you. The gym, Britt, good to see you. The gym down. JS, good to see you too. Y'all know what Eastover is, right? I know you know where Eastover is. Takeover, and so do you, E. That gym right there, they got all the dancers in that one. In case you wanted to know, that's where all the dryer sheets are going down at the Eastover gym.
The Eastover laundromat. We know what the deal is.
All right, let's catch ourselves back. All right. Who remembers this? We are celebrating 36 years of a childhood like TV classic, Saturday morning classic for me. And the one at Penn Station. That could be true. Childhood classic Saturday morning. It was nothing like Saturday morning cartoons, WWF superstars, and American Gladiators. 36 years ago, September 9th, 1989, American Gladiators premiered and went until May 96, the first rendition of it, because it did come back and went away again. Then they tried to come back again. And the original cast, Gemini, Nitro, Zap, Lace, Blaze, I believe all of them had to have been on roids, right? I mean, they were compared to the people that it would be good to see you. The people they were going against, like just everyday American athletes versus these gladiators. And they played games, the joust, wall, powerball, assault, and my favorite, the eliminator. Who didn't like a good obstacle course as a kid where you just watching like, oh, I could do that. That was the ultimate part, was the obstacle course. And what was the one? Was it assault, when you had to hide behind the barrier and you had to try to hit the target above the guy? That was assault. Those are probably my two favorite ones. Like, that's easy. I could do that. And they did have a Sega and Nintendo game. I don't know if y'all remember that. And then, of course, the one famous Family Matters episode, they were featured on that. But now, American Gladiator, shout out to them. Again, just good old wholesome television, just growing up to watch. And I just stuck out. I saw 36 years. Like, wow, I remember waking up on Saturday mornings and just running the gauntlet of Saturday morning entertainment. So, and then, games that spawned off of this was Wipeout and American Ninja Warrior, which I never had the craving to do American Ninja Warrior, just beyond the scope of me. So, was American Gladiators, was that one of part of your routine on Saturday mornings? Remember it? Did you ever want to appear on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's Thursday. Talk about a throwback, man. That was my jam when it came on. So I actually watched the Netflix documentary on this. And if you haven't watched it, I'm telling you, if you were a fan of the show, go watch it. I promise you, it was entertaining. And it just gave me an appreciation for, the cast members throughout the years. But just to tell you a little bit about the documentary, they talked about the steroid use, the partying, unfortunately, a lot of, how they were taken advantage of financially. They weren't, getting paid. So that was like, dang, it was sad to hear, because a lot of that, for a lot of them, that was their dream. But speaking of the cash, I loved Gemini. I was rooting for all the, the crew back then, and Nitro. That was one of my favorites, Lace or whatever. So. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to go in there and do like the dodgeball thing where they would shoot the balls and you would have to run. And yeah, so I don't know. The documentary, another thing, it talked about how dangerous it was, even though they were athletes, just like you said, competing, a lot of injuries. So gotta love the 80s though.
Yeah, I feel like they picked the least athletic people to go against these folks. And then you remember when they were standing on the pillar, that had to have been the joust, when they stand on the pillars and trying to hit each other off. Mm-hmm. You just better hope that the gladiator had bad balance to get them off, because not, they were tearing you up. CB, thoughts?
The joust was definitely memorable. That was definitely one of the standout events for me. But yeah, bro, this was one of the shows as a kid for sure. It was like this and like Legends of the Hidden Temple. That was like the kid version.
And Double Dare.
Like those were like the kid versions of this. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what steroids were as a child. So I didn't realize that all my heroes on American Gladiator and in the WWF and in WCW were all on the roids. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But
like candy back then.
But also, like, to each their own, bro. That's not my body. Y'all do whatever, bro. I'm not gonna judge you for this. This show was fun. This was one of the fun joints of the childhood, because also my dad was in like the meathead culture. If y'all have ever seen pics of my pops, like he defines meathead, bro. Like my dad he was a power lifter, man. Like my pops didn't miss many meals, and there's hardly ever been a weight that he hasn't thrown across the gym. So this kind of stuff was definitely a part of the childhood. And yeah, it's crazy to think how like all this shit is doing is aging me. That's all that is doing. It reminded me how old I am.
Hey,
I can't say this was one of my favorites. Gonna be that guy. That's also because I had basketball practice on Saturday, so I didn't get a chance to watch this shit. So it wasn't until, you know, that one off Saturday that you don't have practice, or your game was on Saturday and it was like, you know, a midday game. But I think I remember watching it a couple of times, and I remember one time the dude roided out because he let like Steve from like accounting beat him, and like he almost like he was going insane because I think he actually caught like a bloody nose or something from one of the games, and then you can see they cut the feed short because he was really going.
Michelle, good to see you.
He was going crazy. Like they had to grab him and hold him back because he really wanted to fight the dude. And I was like, man, come on, dog. Like, what is this? Like, but then again, like you said, back in those days, I mean, we could probably watch any and everything on TV because I believe Cops was also appearing back then at that time, and seeing the shit that we used to watch from Cops is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. And I think reruns are available. I mean, the reruns are definitely around. And they have a YouTube page too. So yeah, that's childhood classic. So as we transition, we're still getting all the graphics and stuff together. Shout out to the producer who put the graphics together. But it is a takeover. Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to hit. It is a takeover Thursday. So that means we have in the hot seat, takeover Trina. Go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. For those who just joined us, explain what the hot seat is.
Okay, so I mean, it's simple. The hot seat is when I put my wonderful bros in the hot seat. I ask them a question. They have no idea what's gonna, you know, come at them, and they got to come off the top and be open and honest. And so, with that said, let's get into it. I feel like this week's Takeover Thursday in the hot seat question is not too bad. Okay. So it's football season. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the NFL, the games. Put in the chat who you are rooting for. I definitely want to see, you know, the mix of Ito shake your head of just, you know, who you think is going to take it all away. So on a scale from 1 to 10, men, I find them to be 100% nicer when football season comes around. I don't know what it is, but you guys, you know, you love it. That's your thing, right? I ain't mad at it, okay? So we're going to talk sports tonight. And I would love to know, what is your personal most memorable moment in sports history? Whether it's football, boxing, tennis, golf. And it doesn't matter if it's about a player or a team milestone, something funny, something kind of crazy that happened. So yeah, CB, what about you?
Man, so really off the top, but this was a Monday night. I think this was 2004, 2000. Yeah, it had to have been 2004. It was Washington and Dallas, and Santana Moss caught 2 touchdowns in like the last like 5 minutes of the game. And I remember I'm the only one awake in my parents' house. I'm in the basement, and I am just like, this never happens. This doesn't happen to us. Like, definitely not with Mark Brunell at quarterback. Like, what?
Oh, God.
So yeah, I mean, off the top, that's the first memory that came to mind. You know what I mean? Like, it you know, the team I support's playing right now. We're getting whooped up on, getting packed up, to use a pun. But bro, that was a night. That was a night because it was against, you know, the rivals, and you win a game like that on Monday night when Joe Gibbs literally brought the offense from the 90s into the 2000s, and it didn't work. So, you know, that was a wild time.
Okay, good stuff. What about you, E. Rich?
January 2006, watching Kobe drop 81 on the Raptors.
Jesus.
And because it's a West Coast game, a lot of people didn't get a chance to watch it because they were asleep or they didn't. Because at that point, right? I mean, because at that point, it's a West Coast game. Even if you were on the East Coast, which I was at the time, most people didn't watch because we were also, how do I say, we were kind of selfish in the fact that we thought we were going to get, we seen Kobe do all the stuff, right? So you watch one game, you be like, I catch the highlights tomorrow, until people woke up and was like, damn, he dropped 81. But like watching him live drop 81 was like crazy to me. And then of course it would probably second would be, of course, when his retirement game dropped in the 50 ball. So like, it's you can't beat that for me. Like knowing that I'm a big Laker fan, especially
definitely.
where Kobe's like actually watching those games, and Kobe's 81 for sure.
Yep, legend. All right, Kaleo.
So I have one. I got three, actually. And I'll start with the least one. I remember the year McGuire, Sosa, and Griffey were going for the home run king.
Yo.
And it was so many you talk about roids. It ended up being between McGuire and Sosa. I think McGuire ended up taking it that year.
He did.
And I don't know why Bonds wasn't. Maybe Bonds.
There was a timeline. There was a timeline where you notice Barry started getting a little bit bigger after that.
Yeah, Lewis, good to see you. But yeah, the home run. I mean, they were going like 5 a game, which
that was dope, man. Like for them to just cut to one of their at bats, like
yeah. That was a moment in history, sports history, which I remember that. Next one, final shot, MJ. I remember watching that game. I think that was the NBC playoff game. Me, my grandmother, and I remember that's just the shot. That's the iconic poster, and Jordan held the pose for just a tad bit. And that was it. And you just knew that was kind of the walk off for Jordan. And then you see it in the documentary. Even they knew it was over. And then Jordan had kind of alluded to, maybe they can do another run, but it was Krause, one of those guys, out. He wanted to prove it was him, and just the selfishness or whatever. But the one that I was going to lead off with, the one that came to my mind first about sports moments, was the night we realized Mike Tyson was human and Buster Douglas knocked Tyson out. That's still an asterisk there because Tyson definitely, I think Douglas was down for the 10 count. If you go back and watch that, the ref did hit 10. Douglas was kind of saved by the round or whatever. But yeah, the night that Tyson had everything stacked against him, even his own self, and Douglas had nothing to lose coming off the loss of his mom. And that's just a sad moment. You see Tyson looking for that mouthpiece. And that was the beginning of the fall for Tyson right there, that one right there. And so those are my moments in history, in sports history.
Okay. I appreciate y'all sharing. So for me, you talked about Jordan. That's definitely up there for me. And then Tyson. For me, it was Tyson and Holyfield, the rematch, 1997, and the notorious ear bite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most, best look for Tyson, but I just remember being with the family and we love boxing, and that was like, huh? What's going on here? It was
Antics.
just going crazy. So yep. This is Takeover, and thanks for being in the hot seat.
All right. We're going to get you that video. We're going to get you the graphics. We're going to producers are working on all that stuff. All right. So you know what? Hold on. Let's switch to this real quick because we need to talk about our wonderful sponsors at D Cup Customs, Gen X TV, and DC Shop Hot. Let's
Welcome to D Cup Customs, the most creative crafter in these streets. At the heart of the magic is Doreen. If you can dream it, she can create it. Need a one-of-a-kind piece for your business, your project, or even just your ego? We got you. And it's not just tumblers either. We have shot glasses, pens, mugs, badge reels. Basically, if it holds ink or drinks, we do it. And Doreen, she made me a custom Black Panther cup. I was drinking out of it and somebody wanted it so bad, they offered to buy it from me right then. And Doreen looked at me and did this.
Take it, fool. Turn down that good money.
Look at this piece. It's gonna be amazing when it's done. But we don't just do ink and glitter. We also do custom vinyl. So again, if you can think of it, she can do it. We also love working with our guys, and we can't wait to work with you. So if you use the code WRSE15, you will get 15% off your order. Thanks. See you soon.
all right. Shout out to the wonderful people at D Cup Custom. Shout out to Doreen. Shout out to Dimitri. Here's my custom D Cup right here. It's got everything personal about me on here for the most part. But shout out to them. I get the fellas and ladies. They're on custom cups. So we got to holler at you, Dimitri, get these episodes going so everybody can get their cup. I can't be the only one with just a custom cup. And with all that, all right, my bro, what you got?
I'm gonna keep this one real short. This has been a heavy week in regards to just shit that's been going on. Without saying names of what's been in the news, like people can read the room and understand like what just recently happened in Utah. But more so importantly, it's what was it's the cause and effect that I feel like I need to kind of just speak on real quick. And again, it's not really this isn't just is not a moment to get everybody's opinion. It's just for me to state this and for it to understand where it's coming from. So after Utah, it was the fact that the HBCUs had to worry about going to school. One had nothing to do with anything else, and yet for us to be targeted, that was the whole purpose of This Is America. They never loved us. They never going to love us. And the simple fact that our education system that's for us in our own sector, not bothering nobody, is a threat to those who can't stand the fact that we had nothing to do with shit that they always have to do with. So again, this isn't one of those get you, a moment for everybody to talk. This is just being real honest and to the point where, this is one of those you gotta lock in with your people and understand, like, they never really loved us and they never are gonna love us. And just be mindful of that. And for those who got kids, teach your kids the right way and just be safe out here, man. That's it.
they keep giving us the keys to the building. And the thing is we're going to take them every time. So we're going to give y'all a little piece of From the Cheap Seats, our sports specific show that is hosted by your boys CB and E Rich. And our pregame is basically our version of Let's Rap. So real quick, we're going to, just run through some quick stuff. We got a big fight this weekend. And it's being hosted at super middleweight. So basically max 168. I have a feeling, just knowing you as my bro, who you're rooting for in this fight. But tell me your feelings, man. Tell me your feelings about this. And are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, definitely. This will be on Netflix for people to watch. I got Crawford. In the 9th or 10th. Yeah. I mean, but all in all, and you and I discussed boxing with the rest of the crew. Boxing's been a joke. Hopefully, this is just straight up a good boxing match. No, no anything that's going to cause us to have that, what happened or somebody getting involved in this or the refs getting involved. Let's just be a good boxing match from start to finish, a good entertainment, because we all know how boxing is rigged and fucked up. So let's just have a good boxing match. What about you, bro?
Yeah. I'm a Bud fan. You know that I'm rooting for Bud to come through. This is gonna be tough, man. Well, the 168 weight limit, that definitely just seems like it's Canelo's playground more so than Bud's. But I believe that Bud has the skills. But when it comes to putting money down, I love to emotionally hedge with real money. So I will likely be putting a bet down on Canelo. So that way, if it goes the other way, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? You got any NFL fantasy questions for me? We're coming into week 2. Week 1 was kind of crazy. You got anything to talk about as far as that week 1 of fantasy and anything for week 2?
Just real quick, and it's more or less just for the people out there who are handling fantasy teams or whatever. The common question will probably be, do they panic if their superstar did not get the points that they should get in week 1? Which I'm always saying no. The ship is not sinking just yet.
Nope.
I.e. like a CeeDee Lamb or who was that even
Jamar Chase, bro.
The
number 1 pick had basically what most people would consider to be a dud. But no, you're right. You do not the guys that you took in the first 2 rounds, you're supposed to be able to count on them for a reason. And if anyone is familiar with the game of American football, there's a lot of variance, and there's 17 games now, and 18 weeks, 17 games. Dudes aren't going to ball out every single one of these 17 games, man. And even if they do it 13 out of 17, 12 out of 17, you're pretty elite. So don't trip off a week 1, man. Don't trip off a week 1. But that's where Something Else presents From the Cheap Seats. It's your boys CB and E Rich. You're going to be catching us on some of the other platforms that we like to hang out at. So we appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, amazing. That was a good one. All right, so let's just do this. Let's hit the shoe and tell and get on up out of here. Because I know the third quarter is underway. So look, I'll lead off. And I kind of alluded to him with my work shoe post. Hashtag work shoes. My work shoe post. look, I had it's that time again, and I posted these. But look, I got the that's a Volt colorway. That's green. That's why you can't see it. But Adrenaline GTS 2004s weatherized. Look, this is a very comfortable workout shoe. We're talking about the gym, so we're bringing it on home. So black and a little bit of Volt. You know what that Volt color do. It says nitrogen injected, but these soles are super comfortable, good to run on, good to work out in, whatever. I try to buy a new pair of workout shoes, one a year. I get a bunch of other stuff, but yeah, once a year. And you can't even see the Volt green. Just imagine this being like a really nice Volt green.
Use your imagination.
Brooks has definitely stepped up their game as far as how they used to be, clunky shoes and all that. All right, that's me, shoe and tell.
Oh shit. Yeah, there you go. Nike. I think I might have the same problem, bro. With the
Oh, you got the Volt. Okay, go ahead.
There it is. Yeah.
That's dope.
You know, Romero's. You already know what it is with that Volt green. Call them the Oregon Ducks, if you will, for these, because this was definitely a dope colorway. Had to grab those. And
was it to keep it 100, right? Was it under $100 or no? I know I sent you the picture. I thought it was under 100. Maybe not.
Maybe a different one, but yeah.
Okay. Takeover. What you got for us?
All right. So I bought some shoes, some Sambas, but you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to show those. Maybe next time. Okay.
Okay.
So what I wanted to share is, I know everybody's rocking Apple watches, Droid fitness watches, but does anybody still just wear a nice classic watch? And if so, here's some inspiration. And this is kind of a throwback because, a lot of people may not wear Armani Exchange still, but for me, it's classic, timeless. And so this Armani Exchange watch, got the little bling bling in the middle, if you can see it. And so, I got to fit to my wrist because I got a small little wrist and paws. And so that's it. And it was affordable. It was like $60. So
nice. I'm a fan of watches. I got quite a few watches. The digital is kind of what's in right now, but obviously to track steps. But yeah, CB's a watch guy too. All right, bro, what you got?
Kind of going along with the color theme we got going on tonight, but I did cop the cough drops. Was able to walk right into Finish Line or Foot Locker, one of the joints, and actually got these when I was down at Williamsburg. Me and our money were getting our golf trip in, and made the drive out to Newport News to the mall, and they had these joints sitting in the Foot Locker, whatever it was, and I copped them on the spot. It was what it was.
Dope.
I don't have a pair from 2007.
How much were they, CB?
Retail, I think it was $240. So
dope. Also this weekend, so we got the fight happening. Make sure you hit up DC Shop High. Use our 10% discount code WRSE10. Look, the fight is free. It's on Netflix. If you have to pay for it because you don't have Netflix at this point, shame. But yeah, use that discount code. Order your pizza to watch the fight. Should be a dope event. And I don't know. I would love to see Crawford win, but I don't know. We'll see. This is probably the last good fight we got coming up for a while, I think, because nobody wants to see Tank and that other guy. But also, shout out to Gen X TV, where you can also find WRC over there as well. Shout out to Coach Kim. Shout out to Chauncey. Shout out to Ebony. Go over there, download us on Fire Stick or Roku, and look us up. We are something else over there. We got to do a smoking spiel. We got to get smoking spiel back over there.
Google us.
Over there and do a movie. What else we got? Check out the Gone in 60 Second series. I've been posting. I was supposed to post one today, but we'll do it tomorrow. Get you through the weekend with my deep thoughts. Not all of them are going to be deep thoughts. Sometimes it's going to be a quick, here and there. Tomorrow morning, Kendall B Morning Show on the Station Head. And not AMP, Station Head, Blast Radio, Twitch, and then another one, Mixcloud, where you can see Kendall B. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, and then the return tomorrow. Hold on, wait a minute.
We are something else
Return.
presents the abstract with Kaleo.
Taking some time off. I did do the Labor Day show last week, but yeah, abstract is back tomorrow. What else we got? Yeah, and I'll just close on this. Look, take time out for yourself. 30 minutes a day. That's all it takes. Do something for you. To quote another one of my Gone in 60 Seconds, whose dream are you living? Whose dream are you living? Because you clearly work for a company that's not your dream. Make sure you invest in yourself, invest in your dreams. All right. And we got something tight for Gone in 60 Seconds tomorrow. Then also that's it. Remember, everybody got a microphone nowadays. How you choose to use it, what you choose to say through that microphone and have the other side receive it is on you. Freedom of speech is there. Say whatever you want. Sometimes it comes with consequences. Sometimes it doesn't. But eventually, your words may come back to haunt you no matter what. And that's not about, that could be about anything. Microphones are power. We can go live just like that nowadays and just say whatever we want because we all have access. We all have it. Just know. Touch. Just know that on the other end of this microphone, what you say, somebody's listening. They're always listening. That's all I got for y'all. And with all that,
Follow us on YouTube at WRSC Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe.
peace.
Ain't coming, I ain't vision in the past, but I'm jumping to the bag.